the opportunity to help with the community and provide information and some feedback. I'm joined with our store manager, Scott Hers here, and he's going to touch on a little bit of accessing your future, as we call it, service technicians or mechanics throughout. Just a brief overview with RDO. We started our company back in 1968. Our founder, Ron Off, was dealing a lot with potato equipment there in the Midwest and North Dakota and Minnesota. Acquired a store in Catherine, I believe, is our first location, and kind of a Monday American story. Just built it into what it is today. We also have stores around the world in countries such as Ukraine, Russia. We have one in Africa, a couple in Australia and Mexico. So we're one of the John Deere leaders in our industry, and some key factors that drives our business is with not only sales but parts and service. You can't really sell anything unless you're able to support your customers' needs, both with parts and service. So that's a little brief overview. Something that I do usually on a day-to-day basis is I have a customer list. What's crucial with that is I have good, clear communication, build relationships with them, answer questions. Some of them are not easy ones at times, but what we do at RDO is we pride ourselves with being humble, also being honest and direct with the customer, and try to have their best interests at hand throughout with what we do. We have a core standards that we live by here. You can kind of see them over Scott's right shoulder there. Those core values are partnering with employees. If you were to come work with us, RDO really gives back to its company. For example, with what's going on with the coronavirus per se, we each individual's safety is key, and our company has helped us out with that. Not a lot of companies can do that. They provided a great benefit package, sick leave, things of that nature. We also try not to have a used car dealership mentality, and no offense to those that are involved in that, but what I mean by that is you show up to a grower, you pitch a sale on them, and then you never hear from them again. So what we try to do is I go out and I visit a customer each month, and I have a pretty substantial list, and get to know them, get to know their operation, what their needs are, not necessarily to push anything on them, but just kind of get an idea of what their operation may be, and be there when they need. In the agriculture business, we don't work 9 to 5. I've taken a few phone calls late in the night, especially during harvest, and that goes a long way with your growers, knowing that you'll be there for them. And another core value is creating opportunities, whether it be a big ticket item or if a guy's broke down in the field and he can't access it, we have outside sales for parts that are there for them to fulfill those needs. Even going as far as going the extra mile and asking, hey, I have some customers that are outside of the county, on the other side of the river, and grabbing parts for them, save them a trip. The term downtime is very ugly and detrimental to any growing operation, and they can't afford to just run town all the time to pick up a part. Being that support for them in that regard goes a long way. Practicing what we preach, or our core standard of doing what we say. People in life in general, not just growers, but they'll see right through words like anybody else, and you'll get called on it. So one of our core values is to back up what you say. And then lastly, we play to win, being competitive, bringing the best deals that we can, whether it be parts, sales, getting a tractor out of the shop in a timely manner, being competitive in that aspect. And in the region that we're at, we're one of the most highly touted agricultures in this basin, both with potatoes and hay. We lead the nation in that, and there's other varieties that are starting to come about, such as sunflowers. They've been pretty popular over the last few years, and then the hemp market's starting to take off. So we're really versatile with RDO and trying to help everybody's needs out that way. One aspect is just being a kid from this community. I didn't have to leave home to go seek a job that would provide for myself and my family. I'll be with the company going on 3 years here in May, this upcoming May. And when I first started out, I couldn't tell you what a PTO was. And that's kudos to our support system. We have a really tight-knit family here with RDO. They build you up, they don't tear you down. And now I'm selling tractors, so they've provided me with that knowledge and encouragement. One thing that we do, and Scott, you can chime in on this, is what we have posted up here is accessing your future for potential career opportunities. We have 9 stores in the Northwest that range all the way down to Hermiston, Pendleton area, up to Coulee City, and very, very good company to work for. I'd highly recommend it. So Scott, if you wouldn't mind touching on the AYF program.
Yeah, you bet. Hey, we're looking for people who have a drive and a desire to be competitive and work hard and strive to do their best. And we're looking for individuals to go through these programs who will strengthen our image, strengthen our store, strengthen our business. So, when you think about what am I going to do for the rest of my life, or what am I going to do to start out my career, these are good opportunities to work. And if you like working with other people, then this is a good place to start. Customer interaction, customer experience is what we strive to do, is have good experiences with our customers. And whether it's in service, there's opportunities where you can develop a career as you will be trained in Walla Walla, and you'll come back to the business here that sponsors you, and you'll work for a month or two next to another tech, and this is in a service department, and then you'll go back and do some more training in Walla Walla. And when you come out of there, you'll have the abilities to work on diesel engines and work on agricultural equipment with confidence. So these programs that are in place, there's really good opportunities, and we really are big on training our people, and knowledge grows, and we want to have you be our investment, and just to strengthen your abilities. And you'll have, like I said, confidence as you come out of this program. Through the sales, I'm not too up to speed on that. We would take you in on the opportunity to work side by side with a sales professional and see how they interact with customers, and see how they quote customers their equipment and things like that, and see if that's something that you would like to do. And in parts, there's a vast interest in there, and abilities that you can do in parts. There's a lot of things behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know is happening in a dealership. And if you have interest to work with customers, if you have interest to work for a great culture, a great team with RDO, they've been around for a long time, and they will continue to do a long time. They represent a brand that is well known throughout the world, and that is John Deere. And so I would just encourage you, if you have an interest in agricultural, have an interest in that green equipment that you see going all the time, hey, come see us. We'll put you in a place that will get you some good training and have the ability to have confidence throughout your life.
Thanks, Scott. Another thing really good about RDO is we're very involved in the communities around us. This year was a little different story, say with fair or things of that nature. Especially our sales department. I see Scott there at the Moses Lake Fair a lot, and for Grant County, and we really like to give back to the community, help out that way, promote success for our younger generation. With everything that's gone on in this past year, it's crazy. We've had to be very diverse with how we communicate with customers, safety protocols and whatnot. And that's one thing that I'm really proud of. And I know the rest of us on our team is going the extra mile to help the needs of the customer, whether it be a video chat like we're doing now. Deb, when we were doing our practice run, I was accessing this through my pickup out in the field, and especially with the generation that's coming up, you guys are very tech savvy. My senior year of high school, GPS for tractors were just coming out back in 2005, and now, pretty soon they're going to be autonomous tractors that doesn't require a grower or an operator in the cab. And just to see how far we've come just in those 15, 16 years, that's another avenue that the kids coming out of high school can access, is the AMS world, as we call it. And that's a really evolving, it's kind of like playing farm simulator is the best way I can put it, but you're sitting in a tractor and you push a button and it drives straight rows. And our need for techs on that is growing as we continue to build and expand as a company. So just some more avenues. But one thing I'd like to encourage to those of you that are getting ready to graduate high school or thinking about a career, it's very hard at that age to pinpoint what you want to do. And you might feel lost. Me personally, I always knew I wanted to be involved in ag in some regard. I went to college, a 4-year university, to play athletics, and I really didn't give it much thought until I was getting closer to graduate, and I actually utilized my degree. But to save some heartache, trade schools, especially in the ag industry, have a big calling for people that may or may not know what they want to do in the future. So like Scott was saying, RDO, we'd love to have you. We're very competitive, fast moving, and I think it'd be a good opportunity. We're always here if you have any questions to come talk. Scott's the big chief, as we say here. You go and talk to him about potential opportunities and things of that nature.
All righty, so students, if you have any questions that you want to ask of Mr. Coker or Mr. Hers, and opportunities that there might be at RDO, anything, feel free to type it in the chat and we will ask those questions. So one thing I know that's always of interest is a benefits package. So if I go to work for your company, do I work for just a wage, or is there little extra perks? So you want to jump into that, Brady or Scott?
Yeah, I feel that we have a strong benefits package. We offer 401k. We also offer health benefits ranging from doctor visits, dental, vision, and our employer matches a certain percentage of that you yourself put in, and it's returned dividends. I didn't know it covered chiropractic, but I had to go to the chiropractor the other day, so that's another perk. A lot of that goes unnoticed in a sense of your starting salary, and RDO has a great benefit package on that. Scott, if you'd like to elaborate a little bit more.
Yeah, each position is different according to what it is, sales, service, or parts. Most of our parts and service personnel working on equipment and in the front scenes, they're going to be an hourly wage, and that sometimes that does depend on your experience. And with sales, that's normally a salary position with a commission incentive. But we also have in the parts and service, we pay for performance. So we have a profit sharing where if the store makes a certain amount of money through the month, and through those 3 months, we call it, each is broke down into a quarter, then we will turn around and kick that back to our employees for a profit sharing opportunity. So they do have that in place. You'll have a salary or a wage, but also an opportunity for a commission or a profit sharing.
Excellent. Okay. Any other questions going into the chat here? So we have Wyatt would like to know how long it takes to become a diesel mechanic.
Go ahead, Scott.
Okay. You're looking at a couple of years. You're looking at coming into, and you can do a fast track program. There is a fast track program with it's a year program, but like I said, you would come to the dealership and work a month or so, and you'd be helping a tech, and they'd be overseeing what you're doing and helping them, and then you would go down for training for 2 or 3 months, and then you would come back for a month, and you go back for training. So there's a fast track program for a year, but there's also a 2-year program where it's more intense and covers a more broad things of equipment that you would work on.
And definitely that coming back after receiving some education, coming back and being able to apply it is a huge benefit. And then you can go back and elevate your level of knowledge and then come back and apply it for a short period of time. So what a great opportunity. I did put in the chat as a reminder for those of you that may have missed the first portion, the flyers that I was screen sharing with you are attachments in the chat. You can save those PDFs and take a look at them, take them home to your parents, go over them with your advisors, your instructors, to see if that might be something for you. So one of the things that I noted, $16,000 in educational benefits available from RDO if they choose to partner with you and bring you on as a future employee, and continued company paid training as you go. So good things to know. Let's see if we've got any more questions coming in the chat.
One thing that Scott and I'd like to mention is in the coming year, everything has been kind of put on hold due to COVID, but we are getting ready to break ground on a new store here, which is in Moses Lake, east of town, over by the dealerships there on the frontage road. And with a bigger store comes more potential for bringing new employees on. And I don't believe we actually have a student tech here at this location. I know down in Othello, we've had really good success with kids like that. There's a kid who went to our program, and he's one of our stellar techs down there. I wish I could have gotten him on because he could have given you firsthand experience, but we're really proud of him. And I see that guy just flourishing in that position, both being able to go to class, learn, come back, do practical hands-on work with what he's studying. I know I'm a hands-on learner, so I have to do things a couple times before it really sinks in, but those are the keys to success that we try to implement here, and we're really proud of that program.
Excellent. So we do have another question that's come in the chat, and that is, are there any programs at Moses Lake High School or CB Tech that would help in getting a person hired on at RDO?
That I'm not particularly sure of. Scott might have some more knowledge on that. I think
I was just going to ask the same thing. I'm not sure what programs this school has there. I know, working with FFA and FHA, we always are, sometimes we'll have come into classes and talk to them about certain programs, same thing we're talking about here. So not sure what else is out there available through the school district.
So I do know that there is auto mechanics available, so that would certainly benefit kind of if somebody's leaning towards going down the diesel mechanic pathway. I'm sure working in any sector of ag, welding and general construction is always something, a good background to have as well.
Debbie, do you think they were asking for like a prerequisite type thing to?
They're just saying any classes that they could take that are currently offered to high school students that might benefit them at getting a job with you guys.
Definitely anything to do with agriculture. You know, the FFA program when I was in high school there in Moses Lake was really good. And I know that the mechanic shops definitely grown leaps and bounds with the new building out there in Yonezawa and providing kids more opportunities. So I would say that if you were looking to try to come to work with us, say as a mechanic, I would try to get in as many hands-on, specifically diesel mechanic classes if you could, and then continue as far as being an agronomist or parts or sales, just continue on with your school's FFA and keep building that background knowledge.
Very good. And then we have somebody inquiring about tractors. So you guys sell John Deere, and where is John Deere manufactured?
Well, there's a few different locations, but we have Waterloo and Moline down in the Midwest in Iowa. Some of our tractors, depending on the series, are made overseas in our John Deere facilities over there, such as Germany. So yeah, most tractors though, the 7s and 8s are manufactured in Iowa.
Okay, and we do have another question in regards to students that are going through your diesel mechanic program. Are they attending Walla Walla Community College for that training?
That's the location where it's at. Scott, do you know if they're actually enrolled in Walla Walla?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Yep. And there's from my knowledge, there is programs in place that will help you with housing too as well.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, any other questions? Has RDO had any experience with hiring people with disabilities?
I'll throw that one out there. I do know of a couple occasions that RDO has done that and still does to this day. We had a young man that was blind, and we brought him into our Othello location, and we gave him the opportunity to work with the parts department, and he would take a huge quantity of a certain material and he would package them into a smaller quantity. So he was able to count them and put them in bags, and he was able to label them with the quantities on the bags. And so there are opportunities and there are creative ways that we can help with that.
Excellent, excellent. Glad to hear that. Okay, a last call for any more questions. Advisors, do you have any questions? Students, any questions? All right. Well, I'm not seeing any more questions. Oh, wait a minute. Vance, where's the biggest demand for your business?
I would have to say with the service department. As equipment is growing and evolving, diesel mechanics or mechanics in general are harder to find. Experienced ones are harder to find. And so I think that might be a shortfall where we're seeing down the road where that could be an issue. And that's why we have these programs in place. Every location in our region has an AYF service position open because we're always actively looking for those people who want to come and be part of a great dealership and a culture. So, and to advance in their skills.
Excellent. All right. Well, we're starting to get towards the end of our half hour here. We do have a few more minutes for any more questions. Question on age. How old do they have to be to work for you guys?
18. Yep.
18.
In order to have a motor vehicle, it's 21 to operate a motor vehicle.
And he just alluded to another perk for some of the positions there. You have a company vehicle to drive around in. So another perk that RDO offers if you're 21.
Yeah, right.
So, okay, any other questions? All right, well, I'm not seeing any, so I would just like to thank you gentlemen for joining us today.
Bye.
Thank you students and advisors for jumping on this call. We will have another occupation exploration on March 10th. We will use the same link that you used today to get on, and there we will be featuring Aerotech. So they deal with airplanes and technical engineering certification, and that's done out at the Grant County International Airport. So I welcome you to come back and join us in 1 month, same time, same channel, for another exploration of career opportunities in our region. Thank you all. Have a great day. Thank you, gentlemen at RDO. We'll see
All
you
right.
next time.
Thanks,
Thank
Debbie.
you.
I actually thought this was like the aerospace meet.
That one will be on the 10th of March. So come back and join us on the 10th.
Okay, bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Hi. Hi.
Hello there.
I'm good.
Oh, I'm glad you're good.
What are you doing?
I am just saving some information in the chat right now.
All right, okay. Kendall, one question. Matthew, one question, and then you guys need to get off the Zoom.
Ooh. So, what day is that?
March 11th is Wednesday.
So it'll be March 10th
March
for
10th.
Aerotech at 1 o'clock in the
Okay.
afternoon.
Okay.
Just like we did today, same link.
Okay, Matthew, do you have one question?
No, I got one question.
Okay,
Go
When is
ahead.
March going to start? March, what is the months of March going to start?
oh, it's gonna start in what, 18 days?
Yeah.
Okay,
More
All right.
than-
okay, you can ask me that tomorrow at school, all right, buddy?
Okay.
All right, Moses Lake High School students, please get off the Zoom and do your homework.
Okay, bye.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next
Good.
time.
XO, that's it.
Yep, just IXL.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Okay, all right, thank you, guys.
Hey, thanks, Mr. Bellamy. We'll see you
All right.
later.
Bye.
Lori, you still on?